Hello everyone, how are you? So this is the fourth time I've started this video because the wind is really picking up and lighting's been falling. It's been quite exciting. But so here we go, fourth time. So this is the 17th of October, Sunday, and Jupiter has stationed to move direct. So whenever a planet is stationary, feeling the effects of that planet more than others. I'm sure that was very loud. I apologize because it hit the microphone, but we're just not going to use the light. And then Mercury is at the degree he's going to move forward. He's still ticking back just a bit, a minute or so before he begins to move forward. And all this is happening under the umbrella of the full moon in Aries energy. So Aries ruler Mars is in his opposite sign of Libra, and he is in the energy of a square, a 90-degree angle to Pluto, his co-ruler of Scorpio, the god of the underworld, and he is opposing Aries. And Aries, the goddess of discord, the disruptor, she brought the Trojan War, the plagues. She, at the end of the day, she's about the evolution of humanity. She just might go about getting to that place, causing a lot of strife and issues, things that bring up things for people. So if you're feeling any of that or anyone around you is, perfectly normal. Important to stay in our own safe little harbor within these days. The energies are really, like, it's important right now to be careful with what we're ingesting with our minds and also with the physical body. Really an important time to be releasing toxins. That can be anything, any kind of habit that's maybe we're, not, it's kind of causing us to become unbalanced in some way. So Metatron did want me to answer that. And then this is also just another heads up that we should be going within if we're looking for peace and harmony, and relieving any strife. There's just so much drama out there. The chart looks like a lot of misinformation coming around again. Venus is at what's called the Great Attractor at the center of Sagittarius, and it's an interesting point because at that point in the chart, like, I know two people in my family who have moons there, and they were given up for adoption and then adopted by wonderful mothers, who took wonderful care of them, and they had a different family, but that was still something that they wrestled with a lot in their lives. So the Great Attractor, it does most likely bring something of loss, but a greater gain. So it's where it might be hidden from us what the benefit of it is, but ultimately it's for our best. And I'm mentioning that because there is a yod between Venus and Mercury. Now, at the time of the full moon, Mercury will be direct. He won't be retrograde any longer. Oh, there's a butterfly. And that is coming up to, so they're 150 degrees from Uranus in Taurus. And Uranus and, Saturn have been in that square all year, asking us to examine our values and also how we are showing value to the self. If we are, constantly turning the other cheek, let's say, just an expression, with a partner, a friend, a boss, any kind of situation or circumstance where we're allowing ourselves to be taken from, this is one of those full moons that will most likely usher whatever that is out the door. And that can be, that timing is different for everyone. It could just be that now suddenly cracks are showing in a relationship where you didn't really notice there was a problem a couple months ago, so now you're just starting to notice it, and maybe that will play out whatever the fix is for that, if it's just like, deciding like how that friendship is going to work or that romance is going to work and restructuring in a different way, or if it's going to go by the wayside in this next, period. But it is a big energy of releasing. So if there is anything like a toxin or, habit, person that we would be better off without, then this is a really good energy that would help us to release that. So the full moon is the 21st in Sydney. It's at 1:56 a.m. So it's an 11. In London, the 20th at 3:56 p.m. and Central Standard Time 9:56 a.m. on the 20th. So an 11, balance. 1-1. It's the balance, the harmony and balance that we need in place in order to build a structure. We have to have balance first. So a lot of it is like our own internal story. And, with Aries is aligned with the moon. So that tells me, and it's in the second house, so it's going to be something that was wounding to the self-esteem, where now we kind of take our power back. Oh, that butterfly has been coming like right up to my face. Where we're going to take our power back and make life happen for us, he's saying, rather than, being in the shadow or having someone else call the shots. Now, because Mars is with Arcturus, the asteroid Atlantis, Mary Magdalene is with Poseidon and Vesta, and then Vulcanus is trying the South Node, and Salacia, that's what it was, Salacia. That, I do think, like, when we're talking about some kind of Earth event, because whenever Pluto, Mars are in a square like this with Aries, then, it's not too far out of the realm of possibility that there would be an Earth event. Can't really say what timing for that kind of thing with the full moon, but I believe water would be involved. But I love it that Mars, who is ruling the new moon, is with Arcturus and Atlantis, because that talks about like ancient knowledge that we just have innate within us. The Sabian symbol for Mars at 24 of Libra is gemstones buried in the ground in the pattern of the constellation Orion. This degree has the ability to bring harmony to any and all situation, and inner guidance is at work here, even if it isn't consciously recognized. What cannot be accomplished quickly or directly can be covertly urged in many different ways, which can eventually break through blockages in relationship. Nothing here happens fast, but given time, it can happen in a full, complete way. So it's interesting because Mars, I find with Mars and Libra, I've been watching like all the astrologers go back and forth in discussions about Mars and Libra since he was in there this time. Mars and Libra really fights for justice, and really from the point of the place of being an underdog. Nelson Mandela is one example of that. I know people in my life, and a lot of you that I talk to with Mars and Libra, who have a great sense of justice and balance and sticking up for the little guy. And so again, it's going to be something where, power is restored now, where this phase of whatever that was moves on. Oh shoot, I wanted to... He was playing that song. Remember, I went to a garden party to reminisce with my old friends. And it's about, I left my phone inside so that it wouldn't ring outside. It's just basically how, you get back together with people from before. And it might not even be that long ago, to be honest. This could be like how we're feeling in our current relationships. And they know your name, they're familiar, but they don't really know you anymore. This is where those features are going to show up and it's almost going to be untenable to keep going because it's going to become so obvious that one person is going this way and one person's going that way. Doesn't necessarily mean, marriage or romance, but could be all different. It could even be family members, honestly. He was talking about that being a new status of relationships. So, like I said, mending, where there is an imbalance. Some people may choose to just not put in the effort and move on. Yeah, and with the toxins, Nessus is with Pallas Athena in the 150 degree, the quincunx to Mercury in Libra, and that is then trine Ceres and Black Moon Lilith in Gemini. So really be careful with toxic words, and then also just information. Try to stay off of the nonsense, away from the nonsense that's out there. Also, Boris Cece is with Neptune and Pisces. So, be careful with the liquor and whatever else it is that you choose to indulge in. The Vertex and the asteroid Heimdall are in a harmonious trine with Uranus. A Vertex is some kind of a karmic marker. Heimdall is the guard of the bridge between heaven and earth. I associate that with the vibration of Metatron. So that being in a trine, again, points to coming to a place of balance. He recommended focusing on peace, love, and harmony within, and trusting in our own powers of creativity. If you haven't figured out yet, like what it is that you'd like to create, then spending time on your own and having fun with the inner child will definitely lead to that revelation. And then tending to the fire and passion within us, not for another. Doesn't work like that. When when we're aligning to match another person, that dependency is too much and it just crumbles. So really, like, investing in ourselves, finding what it is that stirs our passion, and then, someone that can match that. And then using discernment. So, a lot of times you guys will leave comments, and I'll hear it in sessions too, about an angel said this or this. Angels are never rude or dismissive of you or make you feel small. That's the way that the ego is interpreting it. It's easy, honestly, to hear voices. The trick is discernment. I can name lots of people on YouTube who are channeling and don't have that down yet. You want the vibration to be coming from the pure love and light of the creator of all that is, not an ego projection, because we tend to talk down to ourselves like that. But the Holy Spirit, Metatron, the angels will never talk down to us. So be careful with that in this energy because of the astrology going on. That could become an issue, that we're misunderstanding what it is that we're really hearing. And a lot of times that's just a rite of passage kind of thing where, we're learning. So that's something that goes on while we're learning. And then aligning with our own inner being, recognizing that the voice of the creator, the voice, that the aspect of you that loves you purely and unconditionally, that is the creator within, always loves you, always roots for you, always encourages you, and always will help with practical measures and what to do and how to move forward. And then following our own guidance to the new. So to changing it up so that we are the authors, he's saying, of our own life, taking back our power, restoring power. If it is something with an addiction or a relationship where there was abuse or what have you, then going through the healing. Mary Magdalene with Poseidon and Vesta in the middle of Scorpio opposing Uranus is really about kind of going into the deep and sussing out the shadow, making sure that all of the aspects of us that are in separation understand that they are holy and completely loved without conditions. We don't need to do anything for that. Nothing outside of us is judging us. When you hear a reader saying, oh, you better do, right away, just shut that off. Do not listen to that. Okay, that's a person that's still stuck in some religious silliness about that she needs to measure up. But you don't need to do anything. You just need to accept it and be in that space of receiving. Yeah, when I look at, like, as far as Earth events, I always feel like that Pluto at the end of Capricorn and sextile to Neptune, I always think of the trenches in the ocean when I see that. I don't really feel like anything is like happening, you know, this week. I don't know why. Maybe I'm in denial. Maybe it'll happen when I finish making the video. I don't know. But it just doesn't feel like it to me. It feels more like a revolution of the heart, honestly, when I look at this. But yeah, lots of freedom. Like I said, it's a really good time if you've been waiting to make a big change. This energy is really supportive of any kind of change. So, and he's saying letting go of indifference toward the self and focusing on other people, you know, channeling that all to the internal rather than the external. So, okay, everybody, I hope that you're doing well. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Be careful with this energy. Also, you know, to be watching like any candles that you're lighting at home. Make sure too that you're drinking plenty of water. This week, just making this video, my mouth is super dry. And, you know, that's a lot of fiery stuff going on out there. So, all right, everybody, sending you so much love. And happy full moon in Aries. Happy freedom. Happy seeking pleasure and passion. All right, take care. Bye-bye.